What's up, Hubs Caps with the high quality reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing or head to head against the flytouch 1 against the flytouch 2. The one that's booting is the flytouch 1, the original 350 megahertz 1.6 eclair or donut, I can't remember. And it's a good tablet, it's nice. It's the same case as this one, except the USB dongle is a little smaller and the speakers are a tiny bit recessed, and that's the only identifying marks on the outside that differ. So here's the flytouch 1. Let's do that first. You got your task manager here. It boots up with a bunch of stuff, and it's only 350 megahertz, and that's a small amount. This was like their first, mess around tablet. You could just do whatever with it, and it's not that expensive, and you can like read books with it, surf the web, check your email, and that's about it. But it's responsive. It's old, and it only has one processor, 350 megahertz via something like a really slow. And then this guy, the flytouch 2, has an 800 megahertz and then a DSP 300 megahertz that's dedicated for video decoding. It can't play full high definition 1080p, but it can do 720p just fine. And that's awesome for a screen this size. And the screen is the same on this one as this one. It's just like they reused the hardware and gutted it and put the new motherboard in there. So that's the only difference. And a big difference, I guess, is the Wi-Fi card. And this one is right here, and it gets really hot. It sucks. It makes you like feel nauseated, and I can tell, like you can feel when it turns on. It's a very bad feeling, and it gets hella hot, like there's something wrong. And this one, they fixed that. And this is the special launcher for this particular one. It's not like a launcher you'd find on, say, the other tablet, but it has some apps built in. I mean, I got this one a long time ago. It kicks ass. It lasts quite a while once you charge it. Yeah, it's great for 1.5 and 1.6 app stuffs. No flash, and YouTube works when it wants to. Market doesn't work, and it can play MKV files and 3GP files at like low resolution, the same that your cell phone takes. Alright, so aside from them looking completely identical, let's turn the flytouch 2 on. This is an E-pad, this is an A-pad. They just call it different, and it's technically a flytouch 2. So there's your boot screen for this particular model right here. It's awesome, and it's all like Shenzhen, yeah, right. And then this is the boot screen. It's really responsive. It's pretty fast for an 800 megahertz device. I'm quite impressed with the DSP. There is no 3D on this. You can't play that racing game that everybody plays. I can't remember it. Raging Thunder, I think. Yeah. It can't play that because there's no 3D chipset. There's no GPU like on most cell phones nowadays. But it barely plays Angry Birds. It'll play, but it's like a little bit choppy. Not too bad once you start the game, but the menu is like hella bad, choppy. It's sending all the graphics requests to the CPU, and it's like only 800 megahertz. It works great for emulation like NES and Super Nintendo and even PlayStation 1. This will run an emulator just fine. It has an enhanced 802.11g wireless card. It's located right here. for the WM8650 is the chipset in this. Wonder Media, I guess. And like I said, once you exit out all the running apps, it runs really well. And surprisingly, the apps market that they install is like a free market with a whole bunch of like other stuff. But down here is the real Android market, and it works. Surprisingly, the Android market, it works on this model. And oh yeah, this thing turns on at its own accord. Wonderful, huh? But yeah, the market works for this flytouch 2. I just have been messing with it for like all day today, and it seems to work just fine. I have a whole bunch of market apps and some other stuff, and YouTube. It comes with 2 YouTube browsers. This one works and this one works. The blue one is like the custom for this pad, and it works great. It's really good. I went to revision3.com's website, and it's able to stream tablet-based media, like a 350 megabyte file, over the internet, and it's like perfect. It works just fine, and it can barely play the HD. That's like 720 and streaming, so you know, it's a good tablet for browsing. It's fast. This one is slow. It was the first, but I think it's really funny how they look the same. Same thickness. The battery lasts a long time, 5 hours without browsing, and even more if you drop the screen brightness. And it's like 3.5 to 3 hours with the Wi-Fi on. Intensive use, like maybe even like, yeah, 3 hours hella use it'll last. That's like hella, like watching YouTube and games and maybe a little movie, like a half-hour movie or something, or sitcom or something. Yeah, but this one has an enhanced battery. This is a double cell battery, 2000 milliamps, and this is like, I think 2,800 milliamp battery capacity, and it's a single cell polymer battery. It's all in the middle. I have seen the inside of this, and it's completely different than the inside of this one, because if you search on YouTube flytouch, there's a guy who's like not speaking English, and he takes apart a flytouch and you get to see what's in it, and this is completely different. But the screen is really awesome. Like the background, it's hella nice. They include a couple backgrounds. And yeah, the screen is not terrible, but it's not great. It's good for like holding it like this far away, but if you get this close, you can see the very tiny pixels in the screen, and you know, it's not like a really nice screen like you find on a good phone, like an iPhone, that 4S with that iris screen or whatever it's called, the like really high DPI LCD panel. And then this little thing is your wallpaper changer. It's tight, and yeah, so it's able to do everything that you want it to do. I think it was a great purchase. It's a huge upgrade from like having a tablet and not wanting to use it to having a tablet and having it sit on the table and just kick it and be ready to use. Like I said, the only external differences are like that looks exactly the same, and that looks exactly the same. The microphone's in the same location. Everything's pretty much the same, except this one has markings and the other one doesn't. There's nothing on this side, except the newer tablet has a micro pinhole right there, and that's a hardware reset button. If the tablet locks up like severely, like hella bad, you can hit that, and I don't even know what it does. It's a software reset, but it could also do something else, so I don't know. But yeah, you can tell that it's on when it has a little green light on. I like that little hint that it tells you it's on, and you just press the button and yeah, get a nice little welcoming boot screen and a little sense action, you know. So yeah, this was like 74 bucks. Yeah. So another kick-ass feature is the accelerometer. It works as a tablet in the sense that you can hold it like this, and it automatically recognizes when you tilt it. And this is the only tablet that I've seen so far that works upside down. It'll automatically orient no matter which way you put it. So another really cool thing is the camera. The software on the original tablet, the flytouch 1.5, the codec that takes the pictures is so like underpowered that they had to use like a really bad compression scheme, so it looks all blocky and compressed, and that just sucked, and the pictures sucked, and the video was horrible. It was so bad. And now this system has like really good DSP. It's got more than enough power to do a full-on motion recording thing. And I must say though, the video does come out a little tiny bit choppy, but it's full size HD 640 by 480 with no like artifacts, so that's a big plus. You can see what you actually recorded, and the pictures are not too bad. It's really good, and you can stream to Ustream and all kinds of stuff. So that's another plus, is the video codec and picture codec have been changed for the 2.2 operating system in this. And I heard somewhere that this is now optimized for a tablet. Android 3.0 OS is optimized for tablet, so I guess you have to wait and see what happens. This can be upgraded. It's just like the flytouch. You put an SD card in there with the in the root directory, you put a folder named script with all your firmware information in it, and then it reads that when you turn it on and redoes the entire read-only memory thing in here, like the internal storage chips. And yeah, that's like badass. So I guess this is the high definition review of the flytouch 2, the WMT 8650 with extended 350 megahertz DSP, and it plays videos awesome, and I'll demonstrate that right now. So yeah, you gotta have like 800 by 480 files work. It reads MP4s, it reads AVIs, it reads 3GPs. 800 by 480 is the optimal resolution. That's what you want to have it at if you want it to play. So good thing to know. But there's your video playback. It's a little thing like that, and it has a nice little email handler, a weather application, Facebook, all that. Pretty killer for 74 bucks, and it's shiny on the back. It's all like mini iPad style. So for Hubs Caps reviews, I guess I'll talk to you later. Peace.